So we're at Penn Station to pick up the new Meta displays. Well, not at Penn Station, but we're at Penn Station on our way to go pick up the new Meta displays.
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
And here we are, people.
Even sold out for like 2 months.
Hi.
Do you want to make sure you love that color?
Oh yeah, that color, because I got the black one.
You
and
feel good? Okay.
Regular.
Okay, your name is
It is secured. Let's go. So this will be a quick unboxing and first impressions of these brand new Meta Ray-Ban display. So around the box we have a little textured silhouette of the frames themselves. You can actually feel the outline of it where the cameras are and the name of the Meta Ray-Ban. It doesn't actually say display, so I'm not sure display is part of the name. Even though it says display here, I think that's just like a feature that these have. You see the color and the glasses that I got. You see the in the box, it says up here, glasses, band. So now let's get into this guy. Of course, it has the quick tab. Pull that, and that pretty much unlocks the box. See, do I push it out? Yep, you just kind of push it out. Oh, first piece of the puzzle. This is the band itself. Now, this is a size 3 in the sand color. I know that everyone is getting the black. I wasn't particularly fond of the black because my original Metas are in black. I figure if I'm going to have 2 of these things, let them be in 2 separate colors, so everyone knows which ones I'm wearing at which time. Along with the band, it had this cable here. I do think it's a proprietary charging cable, so that, you know, if this does break, you need to buy another one from Meta themselves. Yeah, see, it's like a little charging puck type thing there, and I assume it goes right there. Yeah, there was the pins at the back of the band. You can see them there. And then they connect right here to those dents here. So do not lose or break this, or your band will be in trouble. Again, we have a pull tab. There's a lot that goes into the... Oh, wow, that is a very nice... It just kind of unfolds like a personal gift, like a present. So nice, so well. Ooh. And here is the texture of this case is like cowhide. Yeah, the outer texture of this is very reminiscent of the inside texture of this. So if you've ever felt the case of the original Meta Ray-Bans, that feeling you have here is what is all over the outside here. And I don't think that the black ones have this type of texture on the outside. I think the black one's case is more along the regular leather, like these. So I guess that's good to know. Before I even open those, we have paperwork here. I'm not going to go through that right now. It does show you how to fold the case flat when the glasses aren't in it, so I will need to look at that. In here, we have a charging cable. I think it's yep, USB-C to USB-C, so not proprietary like the band is. All right, to the main event. Well, these, oh, it says slide it up. Okay. Oh, they were on a charging puck. Oh, very nice. Are the sand colored Ray-Ban Meta displays. The arms are in paper to keep them nice and clean until we get into and trouble them. And boom. What do you guys think? Personally, I like them better than the black ones. There's more uniqueness to these. The black ones were just a solid black like the originals. These, you see the difference from the compute area to the arms. The back of the arm is almost transparent. Almost. It's more like a translucent plastic than here, where you have all of the mechanisms and the chips and the batteries. It's darker because there's something there. The black one is just a thick plastic all around. There's nothing to it but that black plastic. These do have a very unique style to the glasses. I'm happy I picked this color. Going around the frames. Button up here, who knows what it does? I don't. Camera. This might be a port of some sort. I think that might be where it plugs in. Here you have the plug-in connectors where it plugs into the charging port on the case. And that's it. We all know this is a touch panel. Change volume, take pictures, and such. And I assume this button here is the same button as on the original Metas, now that I think about it. Hold it to record, tap to take a picture. There's probably some other functionality with these new ones as well. Looking at the case, just because I'm really interested in this case. Here, you see the arrow, the little tab. Pull that. The pins are now ready to charge. To close it down, you put that, and it magnetizes down. Now look at that difference. Now, true, this one is charging my Meta Ray-Bans, but if I was to take the Ray-Bans out, you still have this large case to contend with. With the displays, the case does fold flat, so this alone is a much appreciated upgrade. All right, let's set these guys up. To get these things out is kind of tricky. Pair and connect. Now it appears I have to put them on to see if the code matches. That is so cool. I know you guys can't see this, but I'm looking through the glasses, and the code being displayed on the glasses does match the code on the phone. Now pair your band. Let's get it. Turn on the band. Hold for 2 seconds. It did vibrate. There's the pulse. Pair and connect. Yep. We're going to set up the band. I will work on my right hand. Okay, make sure the line is facing me at all times. Got that. Mirror the band correctly. Got that. And later, do not put the band on that bone. So we're trying to get this thing on properly. Oh, now we have a tour. I'm actually seeing the video of the camera on the screen. It told me to take a picture, and I did, of my little office space. It's saying hold the button to take a video, so it's like the original Metas. The controls are the same, but only now you can see and I'm recording my office space. I want to attempt to show you what it is or what you see as you use these things. It's not the best visual representation because it's a really odd method that they have with this display, and to get the camera there to really show you clearly what you see when you put it on is kind of tricky. But rest assured, this is exactly it. If you ever get a chance to wear them, it's a lot clearer than what you are currently about to see. So the hand gestures are as follows, or I guess the finger gestures. Now, the gestures aren't that many and they're very simple. First, tap with your index and your thumb. That will allow you to go into your selection. Then you can tap with your middle finger and your thumb to go back. Now, if you want to put the glasses to sleep, put the display to sleep, you double tap. When you double tap again, you will wake it up. So very important, that one. Because you don't want to use more power than you have to. You do what you need to do on the glasses, double tap, and you put the display itself to sleep. Now, there's also a hold gesture with these two. When you do that, you bring up a little quick menu, I guess you would call it, and in the middle you have home. Then you have the settings on one side and your apps on the other. So if you are deep into an app, hold those two, the menu comes up, and that brings us to our next action. The swipe. You swipe towards yourself to move anything in the UI to the left. You swipe away to move it to the right. You swipe up to scroll up, and you swipe down to scroll down. Very easy, very simple. Now the trick to it is, not everyone's fingers and thumbs are the same. You might need to apply more force, less force. Me personally, I have to flick to get to work 98% of the time. If I just do these swipes, sometimes the band does not register my swipe. Now, the other gesture control is the pinch and turn. This controls the zoom and the volume. Here's my hand, double tap. Of course, you guys can't see the display wake up, but I pinch my fingers. Look at this. Ooh, it's magic. If you were viewing a picture though, where you were in a recording, that same gesture will allow us to zoom in and out. And the last gesture is the double tap with your thumb, just like that, 1, 2. Now you can select what that brings up. Right now there are only 2 options. It can either bring up Meta AI, or it can bring up the audio app of your choice. Not that they have that many to choose from. I have it set to Spotify to bring it up, because the fact that I have to talk to Meta to ask it a question one way or another, for me to do that, to bring it up and then still have to talk, kind of defeats the purpose. So as long as the band is set properly, I've had very little issue with it. Of course, you have to adjust how you do it to get it to work for you, because not everyone is the same. If the screen isn't on, you aren't actually able to control anything. I have the music playing right now, but I'm looking directly at you. I don't have the inner display on at all. For all intent and purpose, it's just regular glasses. But because I was about to do this recording, I attempted to turn down the volume with the twist gesture, and it did not work. Why? The display isn't on. Now, if I turn the display on, right now I'm seeing Spotify, 2 minutes left in this song, and now I do it. There goes the volume right there. So this is a very nice segue into how to control these things without the neural band, because it is very possible. Now, you can wake it up by saying the wake words. Hey, Meta. Or you can double tap with 2 fingers to wake it up. And sure enough, there goes my main menu. Once you are in there, you're free to swipe up or down. Now, if you want to go to your settings or your apps, you swipe left or right, or I guess forward or back. You swipe back, and that will take you to the settings menu. You have your volume, your music, all of those things. Now, to swipe forward, or when you swipe forward, it takes you, like I said, to the main menu or to your apps. Now, here in the apps, I can scroll up or down by simply swiping up or down through the menu. The touchpad on the side of the glasses works just fine. And to go into any of these, I just tap. If you want to just back out of the app, move backwards towards where you first began, it's a tap with 2 fingers, and that will take you back. Right now, I'm in the main menu. Now, if you want to put the glasses to sleep, double tap 2 fingers. Now, it is to note, there is no stabilization with the image that you see. As your glasses bob up and down, so does the image. This is not AR, where your screen will stay exactly where it is as you move around. You can't keep it in at a singular point in space around you as you move. You bob, it bobs. You tilt, they tilt. Now, to me, they look kind of odd on my face. They don't particularly fit right. I got the large size because when we tried them on, though the smaller size held firm to the sides of my head, it did look kind of ridiculous on my face. Now, so we went with the larger size, and the black ones I wore in store didn't seem as off as these to me. Maybe it's just the way I'm looking at them. Now, I know there's all kinds of accessories you can buy to keep these things on, because as it stands right now, if I tilt my head at all, they tend to slide down the bridge of my nose. Not the best. Now, if you look to the side while wearing these, look to the right side. Right on the inner corner of the frame itself, you can see the filaments that I assume produce the image. It's a bunch of really small lines. Now, I don't know if it's something with mine that I have, but I see them clearly. They're right there. Do I always look at them? No, because I really do gotta, focus on that side. But if I choose to, and I guess it's bright enough outside, it's there. It's a rainy day to wear the Meta display. That rhymes. As far as I know, these things are not waterproof in any way, shape, or form. The band, definitely not. I was warned as much by the associate that sold it to me. Do not get it wet. It's not waterproof. So I'm not exactly sure how smart it is to be out and about with these things in a rainstorm. But, that's what we gotta do. As futuristic as these things are, the interface is very bare bones, and I understand they need to do that, I guess, to keep, to keep it as easy and user-friendly as possible. There's nothing overly complex here. As my brother put it, it's very reminiscent of a very old phone. Let's say some of the first quote-unquote smartphones out there, or maybe even some of the feature phones. Very, very simple, shift left, shift right, slide up, slide down to get where you need to go. It's not going to win any awards for its user interface. Where it'll win the awards for is for how you interact with the user interface. The neural band is probably the most important part of this entire package. It works so amazingly well that it's akin to magic. Because though they explain how it works, seeing it in action kind of baffles you because it really does work as well as advertised. And one of the cooler aspects of the band is even when your watch is being charged, it just fits in with at least my normal aesthetic. I wear earth tones all of the time. No one will question what is that other bracelet on your wrist. It's just what I do. So looking at the battery percentage here, the metals are currently at 77%. I've been wearing them since 5:30. It's now 6:30. So that tracks. About 4 hours of use. I have been playing my audiobook during this first trip here. So just under 25% in just under an hour is exactly where the battery percentage should be. Now the band is at 95%, so 5% in an hour. So wind. The band lasts significantly longer than the glasses themselves. You probably get a good, maybe like a good 4 times, 5 times longer than that. All right, mirrors. Fine. All right, and let's record the glasses. All right, we're good to go.
Feeling good?
Yep.
Cool.
Well, I've been recording with the Meta displays for maybe 40 minutes. And as far as I know, they were fully charged when I left the house.
Battery 10%. Charge soon.
Battery 10%. Boy, these things cannot record for anything. So that is something to keep in mind. Constant recording murders the battery on these things. Of course, there's a charge in the case. We're about to go do that now. But it is to be said, you cannot use these as your primary method of recording your outdoor adventures, especially if they are the long-winded type, like here at the EV Expo, because they will not last. That's just the truth. They simply won't last. While the displays charge, we'll switch back to the original Meta Ray-Bans. And this is as good a time as any to compare their video quality. People are talking a lot. So we're going to record some driving adventures with both these and the displays. Do a little side by side, and you guys can decide for yourself which ones have the better video quality. And if the price, or the difference in price, is worth it. That is nice. Wait, this interior is amazing. Yep. God damn. Can I push it? Sure. I love the way that feels. I love the way it sounds, and you're just so high off the ground.
Yeah. The EV Rally Tech Stage, powered by GreenCars.com. And in a few at 3 p.m., we're going to welcome our next guest to the stage, Zach Baggage. from Hankook Tire here on the EV Reality Check Stage, powered by GreenCars.com.
I do love the way this thing looks.
About EV tires will be the next discussion here on Let's Go Expo New York.
If you're looking at a VF8 Plus,
Right.
it's 402 horsepower. This is 402 horsepower.
Huh. Do you mind if I
Yeah,
push it? Oh, that feels good. That feels good. So, as far as audio goes with these things, the speakers are good. I would say they're better than the original Meta Ray-Bans. They have that dynamic sound quality where you can hear the sound bounce from one side to the other side, and it does it really smooth, really beautifully. You can really hear how it's flowing around your head. It's not one of those, oh, it's in your ear type things, because technically it's over your ear, but the sound moves at a quality that you don't really expect from these out-of-ear experiences. With the band on my hand, real quick, here's some of the photos that I've taken with this. I've seen through the frames themselves. Versions of my Cybertruck, stuff at the house, me playing games, some video on this. As always, when you click on things, you can zoom in, zoom out, and once you're in, you are able to actually move around in the camera app, just moving your wrist around. Text. Now, in text, you aren't really able to respond if you hand it writing. What they do have, and I'm not assuming it here, but again, the angle. What they do have is dictate. Hello. And you see it works fine. Don't need to send that. Now the foot movements are really just me scrolling through. And if I have my elbow bent, most of the time this will not work. This will not work as fluently as I would like. Instagram works fine. I'm out for my PM walk, and I asked Meta to direct me to the closest coffee spot, and unfortunately, it wasn't able to direct me. It did show me where all of the coffee spots were. Malibu Cafe, Dunkin' Donuts, Tim Horton, and even the way to get there, via a map and a highlighted route. But when it came to directing me there, it simply said directions are not allowed or are not available in my area just yet. And if I leave the app and check on a message and reply like I just did, and once I go back, the map is still up and it's still at least trying to follow the route. The fact that I left the route is not the fault of the map itself, but Tim Hortons is pretty much across the street. Like I said, this was just a test, and yeah, it works. It works really well. Though Maps works, it's not always right. Here it's having me go in all kinds of shapes to go to 7-Eleven when it's right across the street. Not sure what that's about, but it is what it is. Yes, I asked Meta to help me with these two cold medicines because they seem pretty much the same to me, and there's no one in the store for actual aid, so Meta to the rescue. Was she helpful? That's yet to be seen. The cool thing about when you ask the glasses for help is not only does it tell you the information you hopefully want to know, but it also gives you an image to accompany that information. So in my case, it did show me which Mucinex would be best, or at least what it thought would be best for the use that I need. Now, could you do this on your phone? Yeah. But not having to pull out my phone, like I said, and just have it appear in my vision like a hologram just right there in front of me, much better experience. And it got me the information that I needed in a really cool way. Now, there are certain bugs that pop up with these, first gen tech and all. There are times where it will say the phone is not connected to the frames, which is odd to me because when it did pop up, I was streaming Spotify from my phone to the frames. Also, I had just sent a message out from the frames, so clearly the phone was connected. The error came up when I tried to open Maps, just to see what's in the area. So I don't think it was that the phone wasn't connected to the Meta Ray-Ban displays. I think Maps itself was having an issue connecting to the phone. So first few hours with the Meta display, and already I'm seeing some issues. It just disconnected from Bluetooth on its own. When the message came through, it just disconnected. It wouldn't play the music or anything that I was playing in the background. And when I tried, it said reconnect to Bluetooth device. Very odd. There's also the issue of the neural band. As magical as it is when it works, when it doesn't work, you have to question what exactly is going on. There are times where the band will just trigger an action on its own. I've had times where I've been positioned in such a way that I didn't have to touch my fingers together to activate anything. I just flexed the finger, swipe here, swipe there, go back, and it worked just fine. There's times where it worked when I wasn't trying to make it work. It would stop my music. It would turn on the display at inopportune times, perhaps while I'm driving or something like that. And not because I did my double tap to wake up the display or anything like that. It was just the neural band itself somehow got a signal from me and read it as such. So again, bugs to be worked out to make sure those kind of things don't happen, because there is a potential for a dangerous situation if it does happen. It came to the point where there was a day I just had them. I didn't have them to test. I didn't have them to try and compare anything. They were simply there, and I used them because they were there to be used. And that's when it clicked, when I wasn't trying to nitpick, when I wasn't trying to do anything a tech tuber does. I just had them, and I was using them like a regular person. And it all made sense. It all came together at that point. I made phone calls while I drove. People called me. I actually had a legitimate reason to use the map. We were in Manhattan, the kids were on McDonald's. I had no idea where the closest McDonald's was, and it found it, and it led me there. And I saw the map on the screen, crisp and clear, and it worked out wonderfully. I had reason to ask Meta questions, not just for the sake of asking her questions, but because I legitimately wanted to know. I played music while I was on the train. I took multiple movies and pictures and sent them from the glasses both to Facebook and directly to friends and family, and it worked pretty much perfectly. Everything I had done, I would normally have to take out my phone to do. With the glasses on, not only did I not have to take out my phone, I was able to see what I was doing because of the display. And the neural band was able to control it almost perfectly. So as niche as this device is, it does make everyday phone tasks that much easier. The Meta Ray-Ban displays is quite literally a peek into the future. So with that said, my name is NG, the Neon X, and yeah, understanding and enjoying what the Meta Ray-Ban displays are trying to do, this is what I'm into.